show. It was a long time ago.
What's the name of it?
Minnesota Fats Hustles the Pros. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, High Sports Fan, this is Ronnie Allen, a bunch of friends. We're just cutting up old jackpots about old days in Minnesota Fats, and I'm Fast Eddie, Ronnie Allen. Anyway, we was in, Fats did a TV show called Minnesota Fats Hustles the Pros. And he knew he couldn't beat me, so he kind of told me, oh, well, I'll get on the show if I take it easy on him. So, but anyway, I was going to tell you what happened there. We all went up there, and he beat a couple people, lost a couple people. We went out to dinner, and he mesmerized people with his conversation. I never seen anything like it. So he invited me to go, Minnesota Fast, Fast Eddie, and four of the biggest bankers in Chicago. And so we're just real high-line restaurant, you know, and everyone's bullshit. And Fast and telling these stories, these bankers never seen anything like or heard anything like this, boy, and they're just eating it up, right? And pretty soon, the guy owns about 13 banks, pulled out his business card, wrote his home phone number on the back. He handed it to Fats. He said, Fats, listen. He said, I heard you're trying to go into business, marketing, and everything. He said, here's my personal home phone number. If you need any kind of financial assistance at all, he said, here, I got 13 banks. He said, here's my card. You call me at home. Fats looked at it. He took out his business card, wrote his number on the back. He says, here, if your bank needs to borrow any money, call me. Fats didn't have a quarter. He was the funniest son of a bitch I've ever been around my life. Anyway, this is Ron Allen. We're just sitting here reminiscing. A couple of friends. This is June in Orange County and Mission Viejo, and I was going to tell a couple of stories who I am, where I come from. Started back in this is June 2006. Back in, when I first left Oklahoma and went to San Francisco, Richie Florence got me up there, and I got married and everything, but it was a great action spot, and they had a one-pocket tournament, first tournament I ever played in. I didn't really know what kind of player I was. I just knew I was a good player. Anyway, they played one-pocket on a 5x10. Danny Jones, Luther Lassiter, Eddie Taylor, all the top players in the world was there. And I didn't even want to play. I was scared to death. And Dick Cochran, the owner, taught me into playing. Said, you get to keep everything you make. Said, I'm just going to put you in. So you just don't know how good you play. Anyway, I won the tournament undefeated. World One Pocket Tournament in 1961. That's about 2 months before the first year of Johnson City, which is the Jansko boys started pool. There was no pool tournaments at that time anywhere. Just pool hustling. But anyway, I didn't go to the first year. A friend of mine, Johnny Vivas, won that tournament. There were 17 hustlers showed up. They call it the Hustlers Tournament in Johnson City. But anyway, I realized then I was a pretty good player, so went on down through the years there. And I went to Johnson City and started playing everybody. And first time I went there, a pool player, Bill State, called Weenie Beanie, intercepted me. Me and a friend of mine, Lenny Marmore, in New Orleans, and he heard I was around there, and I was working my way to Johnson City, and Winnie Beatty, I didn't know who he was. He was a good player at the time. And anyway, they set me up and called me in and given him 8-6. And so he beat me. I don't know, 1,500 or something. But anyway, afterwards, you know, he kind of liked me. He said, listen, he said, you can make a ton of money in Johnson City. So I went on, he said, I'll meet you over there. So he met us in Johnson City, and he shilled up with me. The first day I was there, I looked like I was about 13 years old. But the first year I was there, I busted everybody. I played Lassiter, Luther Lassiter. He gave me a 7. He beat me playing with 9-ball. I was amazed. Actually, I dogged it. I was, you know, I was such an awe of this guy, Luther Lassiter. And then I took the heat when I got short of money. I played one pocket and even, and I broke him in the whole joint. And the next day, I played another guy, Earl Schreiber, both shoot one-handed. They know I played one-handed. I broke them all again. Anyway, Johnson City in those days was like a wonderful place. All the hustlers of the world come there. Jansko owned a show bar, and it's a 24-hour club. He was a sheriff, a bookmaker, head of the alcoholic beverage control, 24-hour joint, and you could do anything you want to except sell dope or shoot dice. Everything else, just do whatever you were big enough to do. You could cheat playing cards and get away with it, do it, whatever it was. 24-hour gambling for 30 straight days. And that's how pool got started, and that was in 1961. They had the term about 12, 13 years. I won it one year, and Rippey won it one year, and Eddie Kelly won it a couple of years. Boston Shorty won it a couple of years. Luther Lasser won it a year. Played 3 divisions, 8-ball, 9-ball, 1 pocket. And then at the end, we was playing straight pool, 9-ball, and 1 pocket. And then the 3 champions would play each other. Anyway, those were some great days. I'm going to cut this up with you. I call this, most of you folks think that us pool hustlers go out and we never lose. We just trap the guy and just beat him up and win his money. Well, that's true most of the time, but I'm going to cut up a story with you, the true story that what happened. There's some great characters. It's about 1964 or 5. Ed Kelly had just won the year before John Steady. The term was over. I didn't do no good. I lost doing everything. Kelly was broke, sitting over there about half drunk, and I couldn't go home without making some money. My family didn't have no money, so I look around the room, and the term was over, and there's Cornbread Red over there, and there's my friend Larry Perkins. He's probably 1-2 card player in the world at the time. And there's Kelly and me, and I didn't have no money. Kelly didn't have no money. Cornbread didn't have no money, and Perkins had a couple thousand. So I went to Cornbread. I said, Cornbread, well, I'm getting ahead of my story here. The name of this story is "The Lamb Slaughters the Butcher." Okay, the Lamb Slaughters the Butcher. So remember that. So now I go to Cornbread Red, Billy Burge from Detroit. I said, Cornbread, we need to make some money. I've never been up north. Kelly's never been up there where you're from. He said, do you have a spot up there? He said, I do. He said, I got a guy up there in Lowetown, Ohio. They don't know nobody except me. And, you can win some serious money, $5,000-$10,000. He plays everything, 9-ball, straight pool, bank pool, and his brother plays gin rummy. I said, no shit. I said, well, let's go. And he said, yeah. He said, they really gamble up there. So I went to Kelly. He said, yeah, I'll go. I went to Larry. I said, you got to go. You don't want to get any money. And I said, we'll beat the guy playing pool. You beat playing cards. We'll whack up from everybody go home. He said, fine. So it's about 600 miles up there. So we all get in the car. We couldn't get all of our luggage in Cornbread Red's truck. So he just took his new tire out and rolled it down a hill. I'll never, that's the funniest goddamn thing. He rolled it down a hill so we get our baggage in. So we drove up there, and we got $2,000. We checked in, and I'll never forget, we got like 2 rooms on the net for a couple hundred. So we got about 1,800. We walk in the pool the next morning. They call the guy, Ted Elias, his name, okay? So in walks Ted with an old limp. He looks like an old country bumpkin, man. Looks like he just fell off a hayseed truck, And he walked in and looked around and said, you guys, the boys, want to play me some pool? So I did the talking. I said, yeah, we can play you some pool if you'll gamble. He said, well, I'll gamble. And so he said, well, I'll play some 9-ball for a nickel a game. Well, in those days, I high rolled so much, I wouldn't even play pool at 300 a game. A nickel to me was 500 a game, And the dollar was 100 a game, So I said, I went to Larry, I said, I can't play him 500 a game. We just got enough for 3 barrels. I went back and I said, I don't want to play that high. I said, I'll just play some for 200 a game. He says, no, he says $5 grocery dollars. I turned around to Cornbread Red. I get ready to get my stick and hit him in the head. I was so mad I couldn't see straight. And about that time, his big old fat woman, about 400 pounds, walks through the door. She said, yeah, he bets 5, but he says, I'll bet 5,000. As his wife. So here we go. So we kicked it off for 200 a game. It's Ted Elias. I promise you, sports fan, I played my heart out for 12 hours. And I just won the all-around championship the year before, and Kelly won it the year before that. I played this guy 9-ball. I never missed a ball, never missed a hook. And I look down, I'm 6 games loser. I go to Cornbread Red. I said, what in the hell is going on here, man? He said, well, the guy just playing over his head. He knows the table. And I said, yeah. So we got $600 left, so I quit. I tell the guys, you want a ball playing 1 pocket or something? I'm trying to keep him getting broke. You know how 9-ball goes, So, and the guy don't know who me from Adam. He don't know nobody. He's not scared. He's just running out from everywhere, So I tell Larry Perkins, I said, listen, we only got 600. I said, let's let Kelly play him 125 points of straight pool for 500. Win a couple games, we'll have some bankroll. So that's what we did. Now, you don't know Kelly, right? I'll never forget this. Kelly's game 112 to 11. And I think Kelly was showing off, acting silly. He missed a little cut shot in the side pocket and giggled when we sit down. Don't worry about it. Ted Elias should come and run 114 and out. Now we're busted.
Now
he done broke everybody, and I'm just getting ready to go get my pistol out of the room and shoot Cornbread. So anyway, Larry, the guy's brother, comes in and says, "You got him playing pool, boy?" He said, "Yeah, I done broke him." I said, "Well, we ain't broke yet." I said, "What do you play?" He said, "I play gin." Now Larry Perkins, number 1, 2 card player in the world at this time. In the world. Now, I'm not kidding you. So I told Ted Elias, I said, "Listen, we got to wire for money. We've got a couple hundred, so we'll take $1,000 of credit. I'll give you my cue stick for Lou, got a ballot bush gun." He said, "No problem." He said, "Cornbread say y'all okay." So we got $1,000 credit. Don't worry about it. He broke Larry playing gin. Now we don't know what to do. We can't get no more money. So Larry got about 400. No, he got 200. And my old lady just got paid. I had her send me 200. We all left. Kelly went back to Vegas. Perkins went back to Florida, and I went to Burbank. And Cornbread went home. So I told Cornbread before I left, I said, "You're either the dumbest son of a bitch in the world, or you steered us, one or the other." So we all left. Okay, nobody won a bet. Now I go and I start hustling golf. About 2 months later, we have the Stardust Open. It's the one in the summer. He had to have a tournament at Jansko in Johnson City, and then at the Stardust for 10 years. So now we've got the all around. We're all in there. I'm there playing craps, and right in the middle of the tournament. The tournament's getting ready to start. And here comes Kelly. Remember, he says, "Man," he says, "something real important. You got to quit and talk." I said, "This is pretty important. I'm 1,200 loser playing craps." And I had plenty of money. I just beat a guy with like 20,000 playing golf. So he said, "Well, you don't understand." He says, "Jansko's booking the matches." I said, "Kelly, are you drunk?" I said, "He's been doing that for 10 years. What's new about that?" He said, "Well, you don't understand." He said, "That Ted Elias is getting ready to play Joe Balsas, and he got the line. Joe Balsas 125 and Ted Elias 50. 50 balls, getting 75 balls." I said, "What?" I quit the craps. Could play craps there anytime, So I said, I grabbed this little poker girl, and I told Kelly, I said, "I don't know what you're going to do, but I want to get my money back from Ohio." So I give this girl $550. I said, "Go upstairs and ask for Jansko and say, 'Listen, there's a guy called Ted Elias, can't play pool, can't beat me.' He says, 'What's the line on his game? I want to bet he loses.'" So he looked at her, and he says, 50. She said, "Here, 550 to 500. He don't get 50. She said, "I'll bet he don't get 10. Put some money up." She did what I told her to do, right? So now I got another guy, a pretty high roller. George let people bet according to what they were used to betting. You know what I mean? You're a $200 bet, he could bet 200, so he wouldn't get no dump games or nothing. But anyway, I sent a guy into him that bets $1,000 a game. And I said, "I go up there and bet that game. Take Ted Elias, see what he makes a line." So George, said, "What's that Balsas game? I want to bet on it." Now George knows he's a high roller, so George thinks he's going to take Balsas, right? So he makes the line, do or don't, 35. Because the girl done told him why I got him, right? So I tell him what to do. He laid 1,100,000, bet he gets 35. Now I said another guy in with 1,100. He bet. George made it 40, right? I said another so much in, bet 500, and he made it 50. So now I got 500 he don't, 500 he does, 2,500 he does, right? He's playing Joe Balsas. Joe Balsas runs about 46, and Ted gets some got an open rack and runs like 4 balls and misses a ball hanging in the hole. And I walked behind him and hit myself in the head. I said, "I knew it. This guy shit on us out there, and now he's playing a champion. He's going to dog my money off here, right?" So I'll come back out there. Balsas runs another 24, and he missed a little easy shot. Don't worry about it. Ted lights up and run 121 and out. Not only this in the record book, he not only did he run out and beat Balsas, he won the straight pool tournament. Then he won the 9-ball tournament, won 2 divisions out of 3, and he played Boston Short. He won the all-around.
That's brutal.
Ted alive.
Ted alive. And I went to Cornbread Red. I said, I ought to kill you, but I got my money back, so I won't. Okay? And he said, well, I didn't know the guy played that good. Anyway, I want to tell you folks that not every time does a hustler win. Okay? This time the lamb slaughtered the butcher. Okay? I hope you enjoyed that one because that's a true story.